Libra, my dear, tomorrow, October 13th, 2025, is your divine moment of wealth. This isn't just another day on the calendar. This is the day the stars open a portal of prosperity just for you. And if you're truly ready, it could change your financial life forever. So let me ask you something personal. Have you been feeling it lately? That quiet pulse in your chest? That mysterious knowing that something is building beneath the surface, that something is coming for you? That's not your imagination. That's your intuition sensing the door about to open. You didn't land on this video by accident. The timing of your arrival here is part of something greater. Because on October 13th, Venus, your ruling planet, aligns in a rare and powerful trine with Jupiter, the planet of blessings, expansion, and abundance. That alignment only happens when something sacred is shifting in your chart. And for you, Libra, it lands in your house of personal wealth. This is what I call a new money portal, and you, beloved Libra, are standing at its gate. The question now is, will you walk through it? You see, I believe when your heart is open and your energy is aligned, miracles don't just happen. They arrive. They arrive as an unexpected call. A surprise opportunity. A shift in your mindset that unlocks a river of abundance. Right now, you are being prepared to receive. Not because you're lucky, but because you've planted seeds in silence with grace, patience, and hope. And tomorrow is the day those seeds can bloom into tangible results. A financial breakthrough. A new client. A payment released. A door finally unlocking. This is more than astrology, it's divine timing. If anything inside you is whispering, "Yes, this feels meant for me," then trust that whisper. That's your soul confirming alignment. And if you're ready to claim this portal, I want you to take a moment and comment below with the number that keeps appearing in your life, your sacred sign. Is it 13? 111? 888? Let that be your cosmic signature, your energetic yes to the universe. Let me also pause and say, thank you. Thank you from the depth of my spirit for showing up here. Every like you've left, every comment you've shared, every time you've subscribed, that support means more than you know. You're not just building your destiny, you're building this community with me. Your presence here tells me that you're not waiting for life to change by chance. You're co-creating with the stars, with your higher self, and yes, with God. And in a world that moves so fast, that kind of intention is rare and sacred. So stay with me, Libra. Because what the universe is about to reveal in the rest of this reading is nothing short of extraordinary. You'll see why tomorrow isn't just any day, it's the day everything begins to shift. When we speak of cosmic timing, we're not just referring to planets in the sky, we're speaking to the sacred precision of your personal journey aligning with a universal rhythm. And tomorrow, Libra, that rhythm crescendos. The stars are not random, and neither is their message for you on October 13th. You felt it coming, that intuitive pull, that subtle anticipation in your spirit, and now, astrology simply confirms what your soul already sensed. Something significant is unlocking in your life, particularly in the realm of wealth, self-worth, and long-term stability. Venus, your ruling planet, isn't just about beauty or romance, it governs what we value, how we receive, and how we relate to abundance in all its forms. And tomorrow, Venus enters into a harmonious trine with Jupiter, the planet of generosity, expansion, and divine reward. A trine in astrology is a fluid, blessing-filled connection. It doesn't force, it flows. Which means this energy is not here to challenge you, Libra. It's here to gift you. And not just in vague or spiritual ways, but in tangible, measurable, financial terms if you're open to receive it. At the same time, the crescent moon rises in your second house, the area of your chart tied to money, possessions, and self-esteem. The moon in this phase is like a whispered promise from the universe. Begin now, and you'll be nourished. This is fertile ground. This is sacred soil. You've planted so many dreams, Libra, some with your actions, and many more with your thoughts, your silent intentions, and your patient waiting. That kind of faith is a form of sowing. And this alignment tells us, it's time to reap. In numerology, the date October 13, 2025 simplifies to the number 5, a symbol of breakthrough, change, and the energy of movement. 5 asks us not to stay still. It nudges us gently, sometimes firmly, toward the unknown. But in this case, you're not leaping blind. You're walking through a door that's already open. You just have to decide if you trust yourself enough to walk through it. Some of you might be wondering, is this too good to be true? Is it really possible for energy to shift just because of stars and numbers? The answer, sweet Libra, lies in your lived experience. Haven't you ever felt a sudden knowing, a perfectly timed opportunity, a moment that felt too aligned to be mere coincidence? Those are not accidents, they are intersections of preparation and divine momentum. Some call it destiny. Others call it a miracle. But most importantly, you get to call it yours. And perhaps this is a good moment to pause and remember you are not required to force or chase. What is meant for you is already finding its way. Sometimes we just need to prepare the table, open the curtains, and clear a bit of inner space to let it in. Just as a farmer trusts the sun will rise after the seeds are sown, you too must trust that all the quiet work you've done behind the scenes has not gone unnoticed. If you've been caught in the busyness of life, always doing, always giving, I want to gently remind you, this is a time to receive. Let this be your reset. Take a breath. Remind yourself that you don't have to earn your worth, you already embody it. And when you understand your worth, the flow of abundance begins to mirror it back. So Libra, if this resonates in any way, even in the slightest whisper, I encourage you to type below, I open the door to receive. Let this be your declaration, not just to this community, but to yourself. Let it echo beyond the screen, beyond the stars, into the timeline where your next chapter has already begun. There's something profoundly intimate about the way a tarot spread mirrors our inner landscape, especially when it arrives during an energetic shift as powerful as the one Libra is stepping into now. The moment I drew your 3 cards, the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and Justice, I felt a quiet certainty settle into the space. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was calm, clear, and deeply affirming, the kind of knowing that doesn't shout, but simply is. These aren't just cards, Libra. This is a message, a confirmation, and a spiritual signature all in one, validating your journey, your worth, and the blessings now forming on your horizon. The Ace of Pentacles is more than just a symbol of financial beginnings. It represents a seed already placed in your path, an opportunity that feels aligned, stable, and destined to grow. Unlike fleeting offers or risky ventures, this is the kind of opening that carries longevity. It's like being handed the key to a door you've been knocking on for years. But the key doesn't turn itself. It requires your willingness to receive, to trust, and to act from a grounded place. This isn't about sudden luck. This is about what has finally matured enough to appear in your reality. Then comes the wheel of fortune, not a coincidence, but divine rhythm in motion. It's the turning of cycles, the lifting of energies that may have once felt stagnant. And it's here to say, you're no longer standing still. The season has changed. The vibration is rising. And just as autumn gives way to harvest, so too does your timeline give way to abundance, not just in money, but in movement, opportunities, and support you may not have seen coming. You might notice people returning, doors reappearing, or inner nudges becoming stronger. Follow them. The wheel doesn't wait for hesitation. It invites trust, faith, and a willingness to rise with its rotation. And finally, justice, the quiet power of rightness. This card is a sacred nod from the universe that your efforts, your integrity, and your quiet perseverance have not gone unseen. Even when it felt like no one was watching, when no rewards seemed to come, you still chose to act in alignment with your truth. And now, Libra, you are being repaid not by chance, but by energetic accuracy. What you gave in patience, you receive in increase. What you endured in stillness, you now shift with clarity. This is not about being deserving, it's about finally allowing yourself to receive what's already been earned in spirit. In a world that often celebrates fast success and loud moments, your story is different. You've done the inner work. You've waded through the quiet seasons. And just like in the stories we hear of modern-day miracles, a job showing up at the last minute, a debt mysteriously cleared, a long-awaited answer finally coming through, your shift may not make headlines, but it will change everything for you. Sometimes, God answers not through thunder, but through timing. And you, Libra, are on divine time. If you see yourself in this trio of cards, if something in you whispered yes, that's me, then take a moment to declare it. Say it aloud. Write it in the comments. Claim it, not just with your words, but with the energy of full presence. Let your message be, I claim my financial miracle on October 13th. And let that be the moment your energy signals back to the universe, I'm ready. What's most remarkable about you, Libra, isn't just your intelligence or your charm, it's your capacity to observe life with such exquisite nuance. You notice things others overlook. You feel energy in rooms before anyone speaks. And you often sense opportunity long before it fully appears. But as finely tuned as your perception is, there's a tender edge to your decision-making. You like to weigh, compare, and balance every angle, which makes you thoughtful, yes, but it can also leave you frozen at the threshold of action. That's the real challenge, not in seeing what's possible, but in trusting yourself enough to say yes before it vanishes. Opportunities don't always knock like thunder. Sometimes they slip in softly, a message from someone you haven't heard from in years, a job post that seems oddly perfect, a sudden idea that arrives mid-shower and won't let go. It's easy to dismiss these moments as random or small, but often, they're the doorways we've been praying for in quiet ways. And they don't wait forever. The truth is, the universe tends to reward those who are willing to move, not those who overthink the timing. This is especially important for you right now because your chart isn't just aligned for clarity, it's aligned for movement. You're not being asked to change who you are. You're simply being invited to lean into one of the more underdeveloped superpowers of your sign: bold, intentional action. That doesn't mean impulsiveness. It means noticing when your intuition speaks and honoring it before doubt silences it. If you've been seeing repeating numbers like 888 or 13 or 111, or hearing the same message through different people, take a breath and pay attention. These aren't coincidences, they're echoes. Think of them as signposts on a foggy road, reminding you that you're not lost, just being guided moment by moment. Even in modern stories of unexpected breakthroughs, that person who got a second chance at love, or the artist who finally got discovered in her 40s, the common thread is this: they said yes even when they didn't have all the answers. And because of that, their lives shifted. It's okay if you've missed opportunities before. We all have. What matters now is your willingness to not miss the next one. So today, I invite you to pause and reflect. Write down 3 opportunities you regret not taking, not to judge yourself, but to lovingly observe where hesitation may have ruled over readiness. Then, write down 3 things you are willing to claim if they appear tomorrow, no second guessing, just a soul-level yes. And if your mind starts whispering that you need to be more prepared, more certain, more ready, take a breath, place your hand on your heart, and remind yourself, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be present. That gentle inner readiness is more powerful than any flawless plan. Because the truth is, we're rarely called when we're fully confident, we're called when we're willing. And Libra, you are being called. You don't need to chase your destiny. You simply need to respond when it arrives. Trust your own timing, honor your own wisdom, and know that the version of you who shows up tomorrow is enough to meet the moment. If this message resonated, I encourage you to comment below. I am ready for aligned action. Let it be your anchor, your intention, your whisper back to the universe that you heard the invitation, and this time, you're walking through the door. There's something sacred about the moments we prepare ourselves to receive, not just mentally or physically, but energetically. What you do the night before a major shift in your chart isn't just a ritual. It's a signal. It's how you quietly whisper to the universe, I'm open. I'm listening. I'm ready now. That's the deeper meaning behind the steps I'm sharing with you, Libra. These aren't just practices, they're invitations for alignment. And alignment, more than anything, is what brings abundance home to you. Writing down a specific number, a tangible, clear intention, isn't about wishful thinking. It's about creating an energetic target. When you put pen to paper, you give the abstract a container. You stop waiting in the fog and instead step forward with clarity. That clarity, when done from a grounded, open-hearted place, becomes magnetic. You're not just asking for money, you're declaring what you're ready to steward. This isn't about greed. It's about allowing yourself to take up space in a world that is abundant by design. Lighting a candle, especially in green or gold, awakens the symbolic power of color and flame. Green invites growth, healing, and new life into your financial world. Gold resonates with royalty, confidence, and value. You are igniting more than wax, you are igniting belief. Speak the affirmation aloud, not to convince the universe, but to convince your own subconscious that yes, you are now open to receiving. Words said with intention don't just leave your lips, they create echoes that shape your field. And when morning comes, treat it as the first breath of a new chapter. A simple 5-minute visualization, imagining golden streams of wealth flowing into your life, is more powerful than it sounds. Because in those 5 minutes, your body begins to feel safe with the idea of receiving. You regulate your nervous system to align with possibility instead of fear. And that calm, expectant state? That's when your awareness sharpens, so when a message or opportunity does appear, you don't overlook it. You recognize it as part of what you already asked for. Keeping a stone like pyrite or citron in your pocket or under your pillow serves as a gentle energetic anchor. These minerals are carriers of frequency, not magical objects, but symbols that hold space for your intention when your mind gets busy or doubtful. And doubt will try to creep in. That's why I urge you to notice the thoughts you allow to circle your mind. The voice that says, "I'm not good enough," or "this probably isn't for me," isn't speaking truth, it's speaking old conditioning. And you, Libra, are not here to live a recycled past. You are here to embody new realities. Comparing yourself to others is another trap. Especially when you're on the verge of receiving, the mind loves to look sideways. They've done more, they deserve it more, they got lucky. But this moment isn't about them. It's about you. It's about what you've planted, how you've waited, and the fact that justice, that deep, divine alignment of energetic fairness, is now tipping in your favor. The scales are moving, Libra, and this time, they're tilting toward you. So walk through this next 24 hours not with pressure or expectation, but with peace. The rituals don't work because they're perfect. They work because you show up for them with belief. Quiet belief. Gentle readiness. A humble yes. That's all that's ever required for miracles to make their way in. If you're ready to open that door, take a moment and comment, "I am prepared to receive with peace." Let that be your sacred signal, simple, real, enough. Sometimes the most powerful turning points don't begin with fireworks. They begin quietly with a pause, a whisper, a moment of stillness where something shifts inside. One of the most moving stories I've ever come across came from a woman who reached out to me last year. She had just lost her job unexpectedly on October 10th. The loss wasn't just financial, it hit her confidence, her sense of direction, even her hope. She told me she found herself scrolling through YouTube at midnight, not knowing what she was looking for, when one of our videos appeared in her feed. It was a reading for Libra, just like this one, and the message was simple: don't give up. Your opportunity arrives tomorrow. She watched the entire video, not because she believed in magic, but because something in her heart wouldn't let her click away. She said it wasn't even the prediction that struck her, it was the reminder that what looks like the end might actually be a divine pause. That maybe, just maybe, her delay wasn't a denial. Inspired by the suggested ritual, she lit a candle that night, wrote down the exact amount of money she would need to feel stable, and repeated the affirmation with a mixture of doubt and hope. She didn't feel different right away. But she told me she slept better than she had in weeks. The next morning, October 13th, she opened her inbox and found an email from a former client. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't a miracle in the Hollywood sense. It was a simple offer: "We're expanding our team. Are you available for freelance support?" That message led to work that not only paid her bills, but opened the door to long-term, fulfilling opportunities she couldn't have imagined a week prior. She said something I'll never forget: "The candle didn't fix my life, but it reminded me I wasn't powerless." And that's really the heart of everything we're doing here. Not trying to predict the future down to the minute, but reminding you that your energy, your belief, your readiness, it all matters. There's a quiet intelligence in the way life moves. And yes, Whether you call it timing, divine planning, or cosmic alignment, there is a pattern. I've seen it unfold over and over again. When you show up with clarity, when you make space in your heart and mind, something always meets you there. Not always the way you expect, but often better than you imagined. Even in scripture, there's a gentle reassurance that echoes this truth, that the plans meant for us are for good, not harm. They might not arrive on our timeline, but they are never late. We are never forgotten. In a world that tells us to hustle for worthiness, these moments remind us that we don't earn miracles, we allow them. And sometimes, the boldest act of faith is not in doing more, but in choosing to believe again. So if something in you is stirring right now, if you've been asking for a sign, for a reason to hold on, for one more reminder that you're not too late, let this be it. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're simply preparing for your next beginning. And if you're willing to say yes to what you cannot yet see, that yes may be the bridge that carries you to everything you've been waiting for. Take a moment and affirm it now in the comments. I am ready for my divine timing. Let that small act be your sacred agreement with the path that's opening before you, one step, one whisper, one quiet miracle at a time. Libra, if you've made it to this moment, it means something deep within you is ready, not just curious, but truly ready to receive all that life has been quietly preparing behind the scenes. October 13th, 2025, is not just a date on the calendar. It is a doorway. A sacred window of opportunity designed with your energy, your growth, and your transformation in mind. Everything we've explored together, from astrology to tarot to aligned action, has been building toward this one truth. You are the one who chooses to step through. And maybe that's the most powerful reminder of all, that this journey isn't about waiting for something outside of you to grant permission. It's about realizing that you've always had the power to say yes. You've always held the ability to change your life with a single, wholehearted decision. So ask yourself, what would it mean to show up for your future self right now, before the breakthrough fully arrives? What would it look like to live today as if your blessings were already on their way? If money flows into your life tomorrow, as softly or suddenly as it may come, how would you meet it? Would you celebrate it? Would you hold it with reverence? Would you use it to nurture your dreams, your community, your peace of mind? How will you use your prosperity not only to build, but to bless? These are questions only you can answer. And the way you answer them will shape everything that follows. Take a moment to breathe into that truth. Let it anchor you. You are not here to chase wealth, but to align with it. You are not here to wish for miracles, you are here to expect them as a natural extension of the energy you embody. You have done the inner work. You have shown up, listened, reflected, and prepared. And now, the next step is yours to take. With calm intention. With trust. With quiet confidence that yes, you are worthy of more. I want to thank you, truly, for being here with me today, for letting me walk beside you in this sacred chapter. Your time, your presence, your energy matters. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber to this channel becomes part of something greater, a field of collective growth and support that we are building together here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. And if this video touched you, inspired you, or reminded you of who you are, then please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. You never know, you might be the spark that opens a door for them, too. So before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me, what is one thing you are ready to receive? And how will you use it to serve your purpose, your joy, your peace? Let's declare it together. Let's make it real. Type below, I am ready to receive. Say it out loud if you feel called. Whisper it. Write it down. Let it become part of your field. And remember, tomorrow belongs to the bold, the open, the aligned. Libra, it belongs to you. Stay curious. Stay present. And stay in the vibration of yes. I'll see you in the next reading, and until then, I'm sending you light from the stars. And every blessing you are brave enough to receive.